Hello there. Today I'm playing Wonder Boy 3 The Dragon's Trap on the Sega Master System. I've been looking forward to doing this one. It's going to be a long one. There is a lot to nail down. I have spent a little bit of my spare time, or limited spare time that I have, trying to nail down a run that's reasonably efficient. It's not going to be quite as bang on as Wonder Boy 2. There's no full legendary set or anything here. The idea on this one is to basically get through without pissing about too much and with minimal grinding. There is a spot where I will be grinding, but we'll see what happens when we get to that point. Anyway, this pretty much picks up at the end of Monsterland. You know, we've got a very trimmed down version of the labyrinth here. And a very easy version of the Mecha Dragon. You're overpowered as shit. You got all the hearts, you got all the gear. Now let's see how well I manage on this one. There is a little routine where you can jump up and nail him like that. And he'll never get you. And it kind of trivialises it. Oh, I was a bit slow there. Yeah. You get the rough idea. Right. Big thing here is to make sure we get as many coins as we can before he makes me change form. Doesn't help when he's off screen like that, because now I can't see when he's ducking down, but I want, I think, a minimum of like 59 coins to start this successfully. I don't think I'm getting them like that. Ooh, I don't know, might pull it off. What have we got? 72, that'll work. That works nicely. I do love this game. I mean, I still prefer Monsterland overall, but this is one of the greatest games of the Sega Master System library. God, I love it. It's incredibly iconic. And I love all the Wonder Boy games, to be honest. You know, as you probably are aware, if you've looked at anything else on the channel by now, you can probably tell that I am quite the fan. Ugh, and there's the first instance of the Master System D-pad screwing me over. Press up, but it decides it wants to walk right. I'm definitely not the biggest fan of this D-pad, as again I've probably stated in the past. On the plus side, it's not quite as detriment in this one compared to Monsterland, because in order to use the magic you hold a direction and press a button rather than just pressing down like you did in Monsterland, and that would just accidentally throw magic all the time. With any luck, that won't be happening this time. I mean, yeah, it's still possible while I'm jumping that I may accidentally do it, but I just gotta wait for all these blocks to fall down. But yeah, this is essentially overpowered intro link between the two games. And then when I get to the village in a minute, it's back to 1 heart. You've got bugger all equipment wise. I say no enemies here give you any money or anything. This is literally just an intro section to get you a little feel for the game and show the direction that it's going in. Like every boss dragon will give you a new form, and you just keep battling your way through, trying to get back to your original form, which inevitably you do with the final dragon at the end. But different forms with their different abilities open up different areas. Ugh. This has definitely taken some practice to nail this run down. Again, this is no like speed run or anything super efficient. This is me just doing a run that I'm happy with. Right, here we are at the village. We're now down to our bare minimum. First thing we want to do is run down here and get the heart container from this chest. Then next it's back to the main village, and you'll see why I wanted the amount of money that I did, because there's a shop in here where I need to get a couple of bits of equipment from. Now this is where the charm points come into play in this game. You see that blue question mark? Unless you have enough charm points, you can't buy that item. Now charm points will come in the form of stones or equipped armor. So we buy the armor first, equip that, and you will see CP up there suddenly increase to 12. That should now make the weapon available, which it is, and then I can grab that and then stick it on, and that increases my AP, which is attack power, obviously DP being defense power, or points, I can't remember, one or the other. Either way, it's attack, defense and charm are our main stats up here. But now that I'm in a decent enough state, it's time to do the first section of the game where we need to get a key to unlock the door to the desert. Now in order to get that key, we got to run across the beach. Or at least that's what I call it anyway. This is also one of the best pieces of music from the game. This has a lot of very good music, by the way. It's definitely one of the more iconic soundtracks. So we just got to meander our way across here to the end to get the key from a chest. But I'm going to do some minimal grinding here, whereas once I get to the end, I'm going to run back and then go through the water section and just grab a little bit more money, because there's something I want to buy in the shop at the end down there as well, which will just give us a bit more of a fighting chance for the desert. Alright, there we go, come on. Yeah, Lizard Man is arguably the most useless form in the game, though he is the only one that can crouch. But as far as like unlocking the areas and necessities that you want, he is kind of pointless. He's just here just to, I guess, handicap you at the beginning and set you off on your journey. Right, do I want to... yeah, here we go. So I've done that. Now I want to drop down here and just grab a little bit more money from what's underneath. Like so. There is also a chest hidden in a room down here as well. There's a load of those knocking about, all with their own little theme tune. I believe they call it It's a Treasure Box. Oh, D-pad being a dick again. Right. Yeah, I'm going to see this a fair bit. It's also handy to rack up those bits of magic, particularly the arrows. There are these cloud mateys around that I love nailing with them. Kinda need it. Right. But yeah, this is gonna be a long one. Alright, so we go through here, we get to the end of it. Oh yeah, don't mind the little wobble there from my capturing thing. I've managed to get a pretty decent cable that converts stuff straight to HDMI, but it's primarily meant for a Mega Drive, and some Master System games it plays up with. Like, occasionally the screen will glitch out. The odd little wobble like that on this one, which isn't too bad. But there are other games like Alex Kidd in Miracle World or Ghostbusters where it just goes completely bananas and it just absolutely hates it. So it's very much a capture method that I use on a game-by-game basis. It's definitely better than the last method I had with the weird colour banding in Wonder Boy and Monsterland. It's the reason I went looking into this. Right. I'm getting a fair few arrows here, but we'll see why in a minute. Let's quickly equip them. But yeah, when I get down to the next section where there's a couple of blue crabs, a cloud matey will emerge. And he is a pain in the ass. I'm getting a lot more arrows than normal on here. I actually wanted the money, so this hasn't helped too well. There he is. Yeah. Ah, bullseyed him first time. That always feels good. Yeah, it's holding down and pressing 2 to use magic in this game, so rather than just pressing down like in Monsterland. So there's less room for error in that regard. Right, let's get the key. Now I'm pretty sure the thing I want to buy is 180 gold, and I've only got 132. And the reason I did that run back through the water was to try and get the money to cater for this, but yeah, it didn't quite work. I got more items than I did money. Luck of the draw. So, gonna have to do a mini grind here now. That's unlucky. Every other run I was practicing, I just about pulled it off, but today, of course, as soon as I record, no. Right. Come on, guys. hopefully we only have to do this once if I get lucky enough. Just give me some money and life will be good. Nope. Alright. It's gonna be like that, is it? Oh, for God's sake. I mean, it's not like the magic is bad. It's just not what I want right now. I want some more of that, please. Right. Ah. Well, apologies for this. This section should have been over and done with already, but hey. It is what it is. So it's probably going to be a tad boring as I run back and forward here, hoping to claw up enough money. Ugh. They're not even giving me good gold either. Now I'm losing my concentration and getting hit by them. And ugh. Typical. Absolutely typical. Hang on. Hey, we just got away with it. Cool. So yeah, the first time I approached here, this was what I was meant to be doing. Ah, oh, fucking D-pad. Right. Let's go get that goblin mail. Now this one is better on the defense, but it's crap on the CP. But now that I don't really need to buy anything else, I can just equip it and take the defense. I want that for the desert. So yeah, that's done. Now it's just a matter of getting back. Oh, there's a charm stone. So that will help with the charm points. Though the way this game has it nailed down, generally you always have like the armor that gives you enough points, and a lot of these are kind of extra if you want to get all the extra bits. Like they'll bump up the points, and there are shops. Oh wow, revival potion. That's convenient. But yeah, there are shops that sell all kinds of extras if you want to go like full completionist and get all the stuff, and you're going to need the extra charm points to do so. So that's where the stones help to bump that stuff up. But this route that I've got planned relies on what the armors that I purchased give me alone. So it's similar to Wonder Boy and Monsterland in that regard. It's a matter of purchasing the right stuff at the right time, really. And using your money as sensibly as you can. Ah, ooh. That's me thinking I'd missed him then. Man, that's gone. Never mind. Yeah, even though this is like the first thing you have to do in this form, this isn't essentially the first level, it's just the prep for the first level, as it were. The preamble. As is the actual desert part. It's the pyramid that essentially counts as the first dungeon. But it's a matter of getting there. But now that I've got decent enough equipment, I should be okay. What with only having 2 hearts at this point, it can be a nightmare, and continuing / using passwords on this game is kind of out of the question because it can just fuck you over. You're better off doing it in one hit. Right. So yeah, we've used our key there. And now, because of logic, the desert is accessed by some floating platforms in a sky off a tower with a door in the middle of nowhere, because, you know, reasons. And here we are. Now we're going left. Right leads to a lava area that we'll be going to later. But this is our run to our first proper dungeon level, whatever you want to call it. Now in the days back, I would always take the overground route, and it's incredibly nostalgic to me, but in these runs I'm actually better off taking the underground through water route. It makes more sense, which is kind of sad. It kind of hurts to do because I really just instinctively want to do the overground route. It's something that I spent so much time doing over time, but just have to accept the fact that for the way this one's laid out, it's not the most efficient. Right, this is where we need the tornado magic. I can chuck that on him. Ah, missed the coin, never mind, who cares. Now we pop down here. There's nothing to the right there. I believe there is in the remake of this, the one by Lizard Cube, which is, I still say, the definitive version. The reason I'm playing this one is because I just wanted to do the old school one, you know, and it is just slightly tougher because of things like the charm points being in it. It got eliminated in the remake, and I mean, this is the original version, and I just wanted to get a good route nailed down through this. I've always managed to, like, beat it, but, like, a lot of it would involve a lot of grinding and pissing about, and just, it would take far too long, and I knew there would be a more efficient way to get through it. And that's basically what I'm aiming for now. Yeah, we keep going down here, and then at the end of it there's a door with another chest in it, which will give us some money, and I think possibly another revival potion. You can only have a max of 3 in this one, and it's random how many hearts they fill back up. When you start getting more hearts, it becomes a bit of a problem. Like, sometimes it will just fill up 2 when you've got 8, and other times it will fill up the entire lot. However, there is an insurance policy around this to guarantee you get full hearts all the time, but we'll get to that. It involves what I've discovered down the line is actually a bug, though I thought it was just how it worked in the days back, and a piece of armour. These days I just call it the insurance policy, and more than likely I'll be utilising it before the final boss. I do kind of like the animation on those goofy fish. There's something about them, it's just, I don't know, it just gives me a chuckle every time. Right. Yep, a bit more money. Bit of magic, because of course there always is. Yeah, there we go. Nice little bump up before we get to the pyramid. Which is, you can see the entrance to it right there. We'll be going down into it, but first we want to go over the top of it, because there's a nice little treasure room in a sphinx on the other side, which houses a lot of treasure, but we can't get to all of it just yet, because you need the ability to break the breakable blocks, which I don't have right now, so we'll be returning there later, but there is still one initial chest in there that we can get to, and that's what I'm going to be aiming for first. And if I remember correctly, it's got the 3rd heart in it. Ah, yeah. Nice when the clouds fly low enough that you can just shoot them rather than having to use the arrows. Right. Oh, yeah. I knew he was coming. Ugh, and I still fell for it. Right. Watch you. Right, so yeah. And now we want to do a nice long jump over this. But yeah, inside there is where we want to be headed for the first level. But, you know, no sense going in there without the maximum available hearts at the time, right? So, let's be grabbing that. And we get down here, a guy's going to shoot an arrow at me immediately. So jump, screw you, and thank you very much. He's also fairly decent on the money front, which is nice. Right, there's our heart. Yeah, you can see the breakable blocks around it. Later on, we can smash those and get down and find a myriad of chests. Though, I won't be utilising all of them. There's only a couple I'll want at that point. Primarily the ones that contain money. All about the money. Right. Let's get back up over here. Yeah, I find it funny how there's a locked door up there, but literally the key to it is in that chest right there. Like, it's just right by it. It's like, what is even the point? Does make me laugh. Right, we don't want to go down that one. We want to go down this one, because that will shoot me back up. And that door leads up to it too. But here we are. We're on our way in. Now, these guys are just here to get in your way. They don't drop anything. Again, they got a cool little design as well, though. A lot of the monsters do. The whole look and graphics and colourfulness of this game, I love it. Like, it's really good style. And I feel like it's kind of stood the test of time. Yeah, it definitely looks like a product of its era, but there's something just incredibly charming about it that just has a bit of a timeless quality as far as I'm concerned. Right, we've got to jump over that, get the key, and use it immediately in that door up there. Because why not? Right. Now we're in the dungeon proper, which isn't super long. These frogs can be a pain in the ass. Walk too close to them and they start jumping about. And they've got some very interesting enemy positioning in these dungeons. That's generally where the challenge comes in. It's not like the levels themselves and the layouts or anything too complicated. It's where they place the enemies and the situations you'll find yourself in is what adds like sort of challenge to it. We'll see that like in a couple of later dungeons. This one and the next one aren't too bad, but once you get to like the fourth onwards, they start getting pretty nasty with the enemy placements, which is why you want the decent equipment so you can basically take a bit of a beating and cater for those mistakes, which will inevitably happen. Even if you know what's coming, it'll still get you, or at least it gets me. If you're super skilled, then fair enough, but I am not. Right. Right, hopefully I can just bounce over this dude. No, yeah. It's always hard to like line it up so he doesn't hit me, but never ever been able to fully nail that down. I think I've done it once by like accident. Right. Let's keep going. Yeah, you can't kill those mateys, by the way. They just sit there and shoot projectiles all the time. I like the fact that you can cancel out the projectiles, though, with the flame. That is the one thing Lizard Man's got going for him, I think, aside from the crouching. You can just do that, which ironically means you don't have to crouch. So, yeah, it kind of cancels that out. Right, yeah, so we can fall down there to get to the next bit, but I want to get over here so I can get to this treasure room, which is hidden in here. Again, more money. I want to get as much money as you can. Oh yeah, and a bit of a bump up. I already got a revival potion from before. Normally at this point, this is where you would hit the 3, but because I had one from a random drop, I'm all good. Right. Again, now this boss is also not complicated. 1, 2, 3, corner, duck. And now he'll probably fly up to a plane a bit too high, and then you just stand underneath him here, let him shoot, and then he'll come back down, rinse and repeat. Yeah, such a cool design though. Right. Yeah. Not super complicated, this one. Same with the next boss as well. He's not particularly complicated. Again, takes a fair few hits, but that's once you've got the pattern down, it doesn't really matter. Oh, we're getting close. Yeah, this is where the whole RPG side comes in. You can see his HP up there, and I'm not... Ah, shit. You almost caught me out. Yeah, you can see that, like, I don't do a consistent amount of damage every time, so it's still got the... Here's the potential damage from the weapon you've got equipped, but, you know, there's still the RNG of, like, whether it will hit that max threshold or not, or do less. Oh, yeah, you may have noticed there's no hidden money in this game either compared to like Wonder Boy and Monster Land. Ah, shit. Well, that didn't work. I wanted to try and finish off getting as much as I could there. But yeah, the reason I say that is those are essentially the coin fountains after each boss. That's the only time you'll really see that in this game. Can't remember if there's any point in holding on to a key from this point on, but I'm going to do it anyway. I know at one point in the game we definitely need to, and it will save a bit of money. Ah. Yeah. Now, being Mouse Man, obviously you can see he sticks to these blocks, but this has one of the most infuriating control things in this entire game. Is when you're trying to turn the corners while sticking to the blocks. Because sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. There is no logic to it. I've tried running right to the edge and doing it like that, but sometimes you'll be there and you want him to get round it like ASAP because something's like firing at you or whatever, and it just won't happen. And I don't care what anyone says, it just either works or it doesn't. I thought there was a knack to it with the positioning, but it just lets me down sometimes and I just fucking hate it. Hopefully it will play ball today. And again, with obviously the Master System D-pad being the way it is, doesn't really help. Right, now we want to get, I believe, the specific shield that is better if it's equipped on Mouseman. So we need the CP up so this shop will sell it to me. There are certain items that will have higher stats if you equip it in a specific form. The dancing shield is one such one. So you can see defense points, stripes 77. Right. And now with all that together, we're off to the woods on the left up here to go into Mouseman's dungeon. I don't think there's anything else I need to buy or can get at this point that's going to help. So might as well just crack on. Like that shop we can utilise later. That's going to give me some end game armour, or at least what I use as end game armour. Right. Ah yes. We need the arrows equipped again because guess who's back? See, he's an easy one. The next one drops fire that then chases you when it hits the ground, but what with the old RNG, how much damage you will do per hit thing, you can't always nail him in one arrow. Sometimes he'll just float up out of the screen and you have no idea where he's going to be. Like so. Which means I've just got to run it. Just leg it. And then when they come, make sure the shield hits it. Best you can do. If anything, I probably would have been better off not hitting him with the arrow so I could see where he was, but who cares at this point. Yeah, sections like this really show you how annoying... Ah, get up! See? Yeah. Sections like that with these blocks, I hate them. I swear to God, it's a lot more responsive and plays ball in the Lizard Cube remake than it does the original game. Again, that could just be... Ah, fucking D-pad again as well. It could just be a combination of things like the D-pad and just my own mental hatred for it, but... Nah, I'm convinced that it's much better in a remake. Ah, get up! Up, see? He just won't do it. Sometimes. When you're trying to fight stuff, like these fuckers, they catch you on a corner, you're screwed. Right, this... I need something from here. I can't remember what it is I want to buy. Ah, there we go. Shogun Lamellar. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. That's the best piece of armour at this point. So we'll bang that on, but it also gives me more CP, which then reveals something else in here that I want. Shogun Blade, yes. I think we need the shield for later as well. It's not as good as the dancing shield right now, but it will be when I get to the next form. So there's the blade. Let's just double check that to make sure I'm not talking bollocks. Yeah, dancing shield's got the 10 points over it, but only for Mouseman, so that's fine. See, this is another one of those sections that, considering I failed in the last boss coin fountain, I thought I might have to do a mini grind here to be able to afford all that stuff, but I got lucky and I just had enough, so that's good. Normally I have to grind for that shield, like only a minimal, like literally I kill a few of these frogs and I'm good, but today we don't have to do that. Oh yeah, these fuckers love jumping about. They can get you in a really annoying pattern where they just keep jumping over you all the time and you're just there swinging left and right wildly, just trying to get them. It's kind of comical. It doesn't actually annoy me these days. It's just kind of funny. It used to annoy me as a kid, but I've seen it so many times now that now I just find it hilarious. Yeah, mind you, they're playing ball today. What about you? You gonna be a knob? Yep, no, he's fine. Getting away with it so far. Ah, shit. Yeah, like this. It is kind of funny. Right. No point fighting any of yous. Come on. Thank you. Same with you lot. Unless I miss jump and fall down there and get stuck, I don't care. Come on. That's it. Or, like, get stuck on the blocks like that. Come here. Fucking hell. Just handing out the potions today. Shame you can't have more than 3. I'd have like, what, 5 at this point? Ooh, somehow I managed to nail the shield there, and now fell in here. So, yeah. I was just trying to get past him rather than attack him, but sod it. Can we get up? Oh, yeah. I always feel sketchy on these blocks, man. I know I've moaned enough about them already, but fuck it. They've haunted me for years. I can moan for a few minutes. Right, now this is where we want the fireballs. So we can nail you just by standing. Ah, sod it. I don't even care. Yeah, you have got a jump to do. Oh, really? Getting at least 1 coin out of that. Ooh, bullseyed him. Right. But yeah, this is essentially the preamble to Mouse Man's dungeon. You've got like an area and then you've got the actual dungeon. I think Monster World 4 kind of followed this format, but that had a more of a linear, you just go through doors. Ah, that's it. I didn't need the key from before. But yeah, that would have a, you know, you go through, the level begins door by door, rather than having to find it in a sort of open-ended area like this game. Alright, can we get in there? No? Ah, Christ. Yeah, this is actually the door that gets us out of this area, but if I remember correctly, it's a heart in here. Yep, and we want that before we go in the dungeon rather than after. Cool. And that shop in there, if I remember correctly, is the only one that actually sells potions in this game. So if you ever do find yourself in a situation where you need to go get yourself some more, you have to run all the way out here to do it. Right, can I nail this first time? Yay! That's always such a dodgy jump. Right, now down there is a chest with some bits in that I don't actually need, so I'm just going to ignore it. But now in the dungeon proper, just got to go up level by level. Pretty repetitive, this one again. It's the enemy placements that give the variety rather than the design itself. Yeah, this is where the blocks can screw me over. If I'm not turning efficiently around them corners while these things are shooting at me, it can just be a real pain in the arse and just make it take longer than it needs to. I mean, I've got a decent equipment set, so it's not like it can kill me. I can take quite a bit of damage. It's just bloody annoying. But so far, it's actually playing ball, which is nice. Right, 1, 2, and then 3 comes down. There he is. And then this dude, yep. These ones aren't too bad because they die in 1 hit, but there's like green ones later that are a pain in the ass because they go backwards and then go into the pattern of coming back down again because they don't die in the 1 hit. And ah, get up. Right. You may have noticed there are certain sections where I want to stick to the ceiling and stick to the floor in here, depending on the enemy layout again. Like sticking to the ceiling there will just get you done by those balls on legs and witches' hats. I don't even know what the hell they're supposed to be called, I can't remember. Not that I've really done well here, but right. Now I think I want to be down here again because them headless skeletons will jump about. So being on the ceiling there, you can get stuck in a pattern of just being bounced around like a dickhead. Or if this one gets down here before I get up there, well, yeah. If the mouse did not turn properly on the blocks then, that thing would have jumped down there and did what that mate is doing, and that is a bloody nightmare as well. Luckily avoided that though. These wisps can be a bit of a fucker because of the way they have that up and down pattern here as well. Right. Now you may have noticed to the right there is another section that looks suspiciously like the one I'm climbing. And that'll be because this game now does a nasty one on you. It's like, you're all the way to the top. Well, fall back down. Now this piece of music confused me in the days back. It only plays here at this one point. Sounds kind of weird. I never got what the point was. I'd only ever played Wonder Boy and Monster Land on a Master System. I'd never played the arcade version or anything. But yes, it's actually a rearrangement of like the cave tune from the arcade version of it. So I guess it was like a nice little reference for people. But again, it doesn't exist in a Master System version, so I had no idea. And it blew my mind when I eventually did get to play the arcade version and I heard that arrangement. I was like, hold on a minute, that sounds familiar. And it was this. Yeah, here we go, here's the green fuckers. Now, if you're really clever, really quick, you can do that and nail them twice. Yeah, cool. I'm not great at pulling that off consistently, so... yeah, as you can see. At least I got one. I can live with that. Maybe two. Nah, fuck him. He's gone out of screen anyway, who cares? But yeah, as you can probably tell, climbing all the way up to the other side so we can get access to the door, and that's where the boss is at. Oh, he won't go up. Come on. Up. There we go. Honestly, this is not the worst the mouse blocks have treated me on these runs. I've had a much worse time with them. I was expecting it to fully screw me over now that I'm trying to record and show this. But this is actually probably the nicest it's been to me. So, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. This could be a hell of a lot worse. Oh, you little shit. Yeah, when them fuckers start jumping about in there, that can be bloody annoying. Right. Come on, up. That's it. Yes. Okay. Just go up here. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, that was actually okay. That could have been a lot worse. Right. Now here's another boss who's not too complicated. He's just going to take a fair few hits. Jump over him twice. Stab him in the face. Rinse and repeat. If you take too long, he starts spitting green shit at you whilst advancing forward rather slowly. But I don't think I've seen that in a long time, to be honest. Oh, and just as I say that, well, I deserve that one. Yep. Wow. Every practice run up to this point did it flawlessly, and then the moment I say it... Yep. Again though, such cool designs on these dragons as the bosses, you know, the reason the background's black is because it's using the background tiles, which, you know, has a lot more colours available to them and so forth. And that therefore they can make more intricate designs. And they certainly got the most out of it. I'll give them that. All the frames of animation and stuff on it as well. Like, it's not setting the world on fire as far as animation's concerned, but just the general design and look of them, I love it. I think it's awesome. Right, with any luck, this will be the last hit. Nope, of course not. I really need to stop saying things. Right, there we go. Right, hopefully I don't fuck up this coin fountain. Similar to the whole Wonder Boy 2, grab all the coins before you grab the key. This is a avoid Mr. Blue Flame with a face until the fountain stops dropping money. I do like that as a little gimmick at the end of the bosses though. Like, I like how they've done a weird variation of it on here. Like, and now we've got Piranha Man. Now it's around this section of the game is where I had to refine the runs the most. The decisions I make here is what makes all the difference. Right, now first of all, I want to pop in here. Want to pop in this shop? Oh no, I don't want to go in that shop because it's just potions. Yeah, so we want to go straight back to the main hub, to the town. Right, and the first thing we want to do, if I remember correctly, is go back up to the desert and go right into the lava area. Oh yeah, and before any of that, let's equip that Shogun shield. Because, yep, miles better on Piranha Man. Now, other equipment, I've got the best, haven't I? That I can have. Yeah, I don't think any of that's any better. No, it isn't. Right. Cool. Now, this section can be a bit of a bastard. But let's see how well we do. Now, the reason we're going up here first, this isn't dungeon-based. This is getting the ability to break the breakable blocks. What magic do I have equipped? Well, I want the arrows. Yep. Thank you. Gives me a fireball anyway. How ironic. Right. Here we go. Yeah, it starts off with these frogs that, again, are a bit of a pain in the arse. These ones just start jumping the moment they appear and take more than one hit to kill and come together like that. Yep. But then there's more of these genie mateys as well, and there's lava you can fall in, but there is a piece of armour we can buy up here that makes us impervious to damage from being in lava. Problem is you have to traverse some lava to get it. And there's a bit of dodgy platforming, again, primarily due to the enemy placement, not so much the platforms themselves. And here is where it begins. As you can see, it doesn't look too complicated at this point. But it's the enemies you've got to deal with afterwards as we come across a few more sections like it. Yep, I was a bit too hasty there, as you can see. Almost cost me. Right. Ooh, big heart. That was kind of unnecessary, didn't really need it, but hey. Free shit's free shit, right? Yeah, now these guys are a pain in the ass because, yes, they also throw fireballs after you hit them the first time. Now, if I remember correctly, having tornadoes here is one of the better things. So I can do that. But then there's also things in the lava, like those little crabs there, and that's why we want the tornadoes. So, do I stand back? Nope, I need to stand forward for this one. So it'll bounce off there, and bam, he's gone. And then, yeah, you're going to be a pain in the ass. Need to stand further forward. It's all about trying to remember what position with what enemy here. Right. Because them green genies are a fucker. Oh, got that right first time. That's convenient. And I nailed one near it. Hang on a minute. What is that? Ah! Hang on. I'm hoping. It is. It's the very armour that we can buy in the next shop that makes me impervious to the lava. That is bloody convenient. I've never seen that drop there before. I know certain bits of equipment can randomly, but the idea is you're supposed to make it all the way to the shop and then purchase it. That might actually make this run a lot easier, because now I can save the money on buying that. I can just run through here rather than piss around with all of that. Damn. Of all things to go lucky on this run, I did not expect that at all. Yeah, this is a shop where it would be. If we look in here, it will probably show us sold out now, so you can get one. Yep, and it would have been there for like... Oh, I can't remember how much it costs. I think it's somewhere near the £2,000 mark. I could be wrong. Well, now that door will take us back, but we don't want to do that. We want to press forward and go get what we came for. The main thing we came for. Yeah, the reason it sells you the armour there is because, oh look, no platforms here. You have to run through the lava. Still can't believe I got that as a random drop. Damn, that is lucky. Yeah, no point trying to deal with these guys. I'm just going to run through. Yep. Bollocks to all this. let's just get to our destination. Excuse me. Thank you. Whew. Right. And here we are. As you can see, there's mouse blocks up there. Now, this is the first instance we find of the room where you can change forms. And we'll be able to unlock one after we've done this. Back at the hub, there is a block where you can reveal a question mark that then reveals the door. And we can do this. With its super seizure-inducing flashes. Should probably put a warning on this video for that, actually. Because that is pretty painful on the eyes, and I imagine if you are sensitive to this kind of thing, it could probably kill you. Right, so in that chest is what we want. Right. Oh, come on, get in there. But yeah, now that we've got that, you will see in the inventory that we have a thunder saber. If you equip it, it's a pile of shit. But it doesn't matter, just merely having it means that we can now break these blocks. Hooray. Oop. Come on, give me that. And yeah, the first time you break a set of blocks when you see them, they can have potential drops in them like money and items and stuff. But say if I was to walk out the room now and respawn them, they'll all have nothing. At least that's what I've seen. Right, now we can get back to here. And now, I was hoping to do this in one sitting, but I really, really need the toilet. So what I'm going to do right now is pause this here, and I will be back. Right, hello again. That was not part of the plan, but here we are, I guess. Right, that feels better. Right, next thing I want to do is come down here, because now we can. And I'm after a sword that we're going to need much later in the game. It's kind of the opposite of the block breaker that I've got right here. It's one that will make blocks appear on very specific tiles. So, and we need it to get into the final dungeon. But I might as well grab it now because it requires Mouseman to get it, and the breakable blocks and this area. And as we're right here, might as well. As you can see, they make this as tedious as possible. I see what they were going for when they designed this bit. Very funny. Right. And in here should be the magical saber. And it's those blocks that will create the magic on. Now, unlike the thunder saber, we do have to equip this one in order for it to function. So, we bang that on. And then you will see we can do that. And then once we're out of here, that'll be the last time we see that until on our way to the final dungeon. So, right. So let's unequip that now. Get back to this gear. Now we want to go back to Piranha Man. And we want to go back to the Sphinx in the desert next. And yes, this is how we're changing the forms here now. Because now that we can break all these blocks, we want to go and get the money from those chests in the desert. Right. And so, up we go. So yeah. I know it's kind of a backtracking and we're going through a section that we've already been before, but it's worth it. It's all worth it. Though then again, considering I didn't have to actually buy the armour... Oh, speaking of which, kind of want to swap that out now, because if I remember correctly, it's not the best armour at this point. That is. Well, it's only 5-point difference, but sure. Yeah, we're not exactly going to struggle here. Though this time, I am going to take the overground route because I can. There's no real need to take the underground route. I don't need a specific amount of money at this point. I mean, I kind of do, but it's not as necessary for me to take the underground route as it was the first time. So, right. Bloody hell. I'm making a right meal of this. Yeah, I love how that hits my shield even though the... Yeah, look, it's not lined up with it, but it still counts for some reason, which is convenient. Right, yeah. Let's just ignore you and jump over you. One of the other reasons I take the underground route the first time as well is because, again, I've got less hearts at that point and I'm taking more damage, and trying to deal with these fuckers in that pattern is just a pain in the arse. It's just safer to go underground. Whereas like now it doesn't matter so much because I'm a lot better off, a lot more equipped to deal with a situation. Don't know why I jumped there, but sure. Right, and this is where we come up from the water anyway. I hate this dude because he throws the tube. There is a way to get through that sequence. I just forget half the time. Oh yeah, I can't actually get him with the sword at this height. Every time you jump and try and attack him, it doesn't quite reach him. So we'll do that. Same with you. I mean, I can get him if I was to get up to here and then stab him, but nah. Here we are, doing this again. So there's like, if I remember correctly, there's like 8 chests hidden in this area. The first one's full of coins, the second one's full of money bags, those are the 2 we want. And then the rest are all full of like each type of magic, and then the stones. I think that's it. Either way, I know the rest of it's kind of unnecessary for me for this run, so... But the other thing is that you can only open 1 chest at a time. So say I open this one, I get all the money, but then if I go to try and open the other one, it just won't function. And every spot you're stood on is a door that will take you back out. You want to be facing left, because he will shoot at you, and then that will get blocked with a shield. So yeah, in order to get the next one, you have to go back in, break the blocks again, blah blah blah. I don't think that one counts. Let's hope it doesn't. There we go, and that's the second chest. As you can see, there's loads from here. I'm pretty sure if we look at the like yeah, fireball, tornado, arrow, boomerang, thunder. So that'll be that, and that, and then I think this last one, yeah, would have been full of the stones. Right, we've done that. Now it's time to go all the way back. I'm probably going to go underwater because the other thing with Piranha Man is that he can swim. And it just adds a bit of variety to go back with, I suppose, rather than taking the exact same route again. Ugh. Right, off we go. Oh, crap. Oh, right. Did not mean to do that. So let's come out here. And that's why that exists. And you know what? You can fuck off as well. Same with you. Ooh. Nice to have a heart there. Okay. Alright, let's get them tornadoes out. Oh, I just missed a money bag. Tragic. Is there any point in stabbing you for the money? Probably even less so now that I got lucky with the armour. Yeah, fuck them. Maybe I'll just get whatever en route I feel like. Yeah, sod it. Oh yeah, I love how they only have like the swimming animation. They don't have any like reaction to not being underwater because it's the only places they appear. So sometimes you knock them and they'll come up out the top of the water and it'll just look like they're flying. But that's just the way they're coded, I suppose. Always amused me though. It was always kind of funny to watch. Ah, yeah, there he goes. Right, and this is the one we want to get out of. Oh, come on. Let's go. Right, and now we're done with the desert forever once we get out of here. Ah, you bastard. Again, I did the exact same mistake again. Oh well, who cares? We're out of here now anyway. Right, the next thing we want to do is we want to go down here because his level is in the beach, in the water of that. But there is a shop that is surrounded by breakable blocks up here, and there is also a chest with a load of money in. So we want to go up round here first. Let's do that. So we want the samurai armor. That's going to bump us up a bit, and I'm pretty sure it does with the CP as well, which then, if I remember correctly, makes the lucky sword appear, which I do want for later. Yeah, I'll grab it now. That's for a grinding section later on. Normally I can't afford it at this point, but because I didn't have to spend out on the dragon armor, yeah, this is kind of thrown me off sequence a bit. Hopefully that hasn't been a terrible mistake and has screwed me over. I guess we'll find out. I'm too deep in now. Right. Oh yeah, that chest there contains a heart, but we can only get there with the final form. We'll be back for that later. And now we get this chest. Get a crap load of money out of that. Now there is a shop that sells the Aqua Shield for Piranha Man down here. Which is kind of like the dancing shield for Mouse Man. But I'm not going to be bothering with it. Because I don't need it. And I'd rather save the money so that I can get a better shield down the line. Which again, the sequence might have now been a bit thrown off because of that whole dragon armor thing. Again, it's only going to work out as a good thing, not a bad thing. But it has put me slightly off sequence now from what I plan to do. Right. Let's keep on going, and as you can see, this is now available to us. Right, and this is the run up to his dungeon, and this is where, well, this dungeon is where things start getting a little bit more cunty. We'll see when we get in there. Ow. Right. Get through here. Lovely jubbly. Ah, come on. Come on. Right, let's go. Right, there should be the floaty blocks here. Yep. Those damage you for reasons unknown. And then up here, I know to the left there is a room. Oh, for God's sake, I hate when that happens. Yeah, trying to hammer the button on here to swim, because you have to keep tapping to swim. It's a pain in the ass. And sometimes he just doesn't continue up when you change screens. But yeah, to the left there, I'm pretty sure there's a room or a shop or something. I know I don't need it, so that's why we're ignoring it. It's been phased out of this run for reasons that I can't remember. Right, the dungeon is in this boat, in that upside down door up there. But we're not going in there straight away, because I'm pretty sure there's a run after this that we're looking for another heart in before we go in. We go down here, there's a few more floaty blocks or whatever, and there's a door, and that's what we're after. Okay. I have never ever swum past him without taking a hit before. That was interesting. Oh well, he's going to end up fighting him anyway. Or are you going to hit me? Ah, you got me in the end. Well, I guess that was meant to be. Yeah, and in here should be the chest with the 5th heart. So, we definitely want that before we go into this bastard dungeon. Right, back to the boat we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, just get through there. Up here, come on, continue up this time. Yeah, doesn't have to do your thumb in doing that. I'm not sure if holding up helps on the D-pad whilst you're doing it. I tend to anyway. Again, could be a placebo. It's just one of those instinctive things that I do. Right, so it doesn't start off too bad, this one. Even though I ran into him knowing full well he was coming, but yeah, that's my own fault. But it does get worse. Again, the design of the level itself isn't the problem. Just with everything in here, it's the enemy placement that's an arsehole. If you don't have decent enough equipment by this point, particularly armour, you're in for a world of trouble. And the boss itself is... There is a routine to nail him down and get him flawlessly, but sometimes the collision detection just does not play ball. You'll probably see what I mean when we get there. But, yeah, of course, more floaty blocks. Ugh, can't believe I just walked into that. Yeah, as you can see here, we've got a lot of things to contend with, and yep, if I leave them alive for too long, they start throwing fireballs. You know what, I'm going to kill you just because I want to. Getting them trapped in a corner is nice, so you can do that. But yeah, little things like this, particularly when them ghost shooting stuff and them bloody Cyclops bastards running around, it gets quite infuriating. The trick to a lot of the sections of this game is either be incredibly skillful or just get the equipment to make your life that bit easier so you can just cater for your mistakes. As you can see, I'm taking a fair bit of damage here. Would have been nice if I grabbed that heart, but never mind. Ugh. But yeah, nasty surprises everywhere. Tell you with them ghosts popping up. Ugh, get in the door, come on. Right. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a Cyclops matey coming around up here, and he's a pain in the ass because if you let him run over the barrels and then hit him and he goes back the other way, he'll keep going out and it'll be hard to trap and attack him. Maybe it's in the next screen, but yeah. There's like a sort of trick to it so you can jam him against it and just get rid of him quick. Ooh, that's convenient. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty generous with the hearts in here. Here he is. So you want to knock him down there, but don't let him start walking off to the left, otherwise he'll run over that barrel and then start leading you through the other enemies, and it's just a pain in the ass. Like, you'll be dealing with him whilst dealing with this shooting at you, and... Right, yeah, and here's another one. But luckily we got him on time. Hopefully we can get him and him as well. Ooh, more generosity with the potions that I still can't get any more of. I'm hoping I don't have to use any until we get to, like, probably the next dungeon. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here's where it becomes a bit of a problem. Now we've got all this going on. He didn't cause as many problems as I thought, but now he's going to do it. Now he's going to throw the bloody... Yep. Right. Somehow got away with all that. Cool. And I'm pretty sure the boss is in here now. Right, so there's an arc you want to stand to be underneath the hooks. And you want to wait for him to jump, hit him that way, and again. And you can keep him in a sequence like this. But sometimes it just doesn't work. Though it seems to be today. You know, sometimes it just doesn't count the sword hit on his face here, but I think this time I'm going to get away with it. Damn. That's convenient. Oh, literally yesterday evening when I was practicing this was... Oh, there it is. That was happening a lot. But this has gone miles better than normal. Damn. Well, that was a lot easier than it has been. I will definitely take that. Ah, shit. Well, yeah, given the luck I've had on this run so far, I guess that's not the end of the world. Right. Let's get rid of yous. Do I even have the arrows equipped? I probably don't. I don't care. Ignore the cloud. Right, now in here... God damn it, get in there. What can I buy here? That's what we want. Master Shield. Right. Now this shield I'll be taking to the end of the game with me. Because in order to get a legendary shield, you have to fork out like 5,440. Do I want the key from here? I'm pretty sure having one in hand is helpful at this point. Yeah. I think this is the one I definitely want to have to save me money down the line. But yeah, the legendary shield is expensive and I just can't be bothered to grind for it or anything, and the Master Shield is sufficient, so that's why I do this. Right, the next thing we want to do now is get ourselves prepared for this next absolute bastard of a dungeon. The amount of damage that certain things can do to you with their projectiles and that in here is horrible. But we want to get a heart first, which is down here. See if we can get anything out of these blocks before we do. Ah. No, well, no such luck. Yeah, so you can see Lion Man swings a sword in an arc, so there's only certain areas he can access because of that. Like this. Right, there's the heart. And yeah, let's get that. Ugh. Now this is where the grinding comes into play. So we come back up here. Now, in this shop down here, it won't be available yet, but there is a sword in here that essentially trivializes the boss at the end of this dungeon. But in order to get the CP to unlock it, we need to buy the Prince armor, which is in that mouse block shop to the left of the village, which costs 1,600. Now, in order to make our lives easier on the grind, we have the Lucky Sword, which is actually the best sword in the game at this point. Didn't realise that. But it also means that it's going to drop more money from the enemies that you kill. So, I'm going to be hanging around in this section. There's a particular couple of screens I go back and forth between. It's the end of this one. I just need to get to it first. But yeah, definitely need a lot of luck on your side here. But also, because of the amount of damage things do to you in the dungeon, especially when you get there, it's good to have the Prince armor anyway. So having that and the sword, that will get us through this section, which is otherwise an absolute nightmare without it. Like, it is doable, it just can be very frustrating, and I wouldn't recommend it on your first time through. Maybe once you learn the enemy patterns and have a go. I mean, after all these years, I know, and it still pisses me off, which is why I am doing this on the run. And it's the only section that I really go out of my way to properly grind on. So yeah, we go in here, come back, and it's these snakes we want to hang around on with that bat, because they're generally pretty good with the money bags. So yeah, so come back to here, get them lot, another one will spawn here, and then it's rinse and repeat out of the screen and back into it. So at this point, I'm probably going to fast forward this section and not talk through it, because it's just going to be boring watching me spend, get the money and spend it. So yeah, I will catch you in a bit in that regard. Right, back again. So, I've got the 2,400 that is required. That was a bit long, but it's worth it, because otherwise everything could completely fall apart in the next dungeon, and that's without even getting to the boss, who takes a lot of bloody hits and is a pain in the ass. But with this sword, he will not. He will go down pretty quickly and pretty easily. So, first thing we want to do is go back to the main hub and change into Mouse Man so we can get to that shop for the Prince armor. And while I'm at it, this is my chance to break all those blocks. Ooh, a bit of extra money, why not? Right, and in we go. Right, and let's get him and toddle off to the shop. Yeah, the idea of trying to nail down this run was as minimal grinding as possible, and that's the only section I really have to go out of my way to do that on. But it is worth it. Again, you probably could get through the level with the equipment I've currently got, but it's more of a headache than it's worth. And particularly with me recording this now, I didn't want to try, fail miserably, and fuck it up and waste all this time. So yeah, let's now put that on. As you can see, our CP goes through the roof. Now we want to go back to Lion Man, go down, get the Muramasa blade, I believe it is. And it's one of those pieces of equipment that when it's equipped on Lion Man, it's suddenly incredibly more powerful than anyone else. It's almost as if it's specifically laid there for this boss. As if they knew that it was a pain in the ass and this was your easier way to deal with him. Just required that little bit of effort of grinding there, but if it works, it works. Right, here we go then. Let's begin the approach to what I think is the worst dungeon in the game. Oh, hang on. Those blocks are giving me stuff even though I've broken them before? Huh. Oh well. But yeah, it's the worst as far as, like, frustration goes with the enemy placement. Like, the final dungeon is nowhere near as bad in my eyes. But I wouldn't say it's, you know, that means it's bad. It's just, it's the challenge. Right, let's get this sword on. As you'll see, the AP, bam, up to 250. Believe me, that is going to be incredibly necessary. It does make the entire approach easier as well, because there's a lot of enemies that will take like multiple hits, and they'll just take a few less hits now that we've got this. So, we're actually going to advance forward this time. Do you know what? I don't care about you lot. I've killed enough of you. I suppose one last round of killing you lot. Come on, jump. Thank you. Ah, what? I really thought I timed that. Okay. Yes, now we can break free of the shackles of this place. Now, is it up first? I think it would be if I can jump up there correctly. There we go. Now there are like some hidden doors and stuff knocking around in here. I'm pretty sure there's one that I want because it's got some money or something in. But others, I know there's like a hidden heal shop in here. That's something I've completely avoided this entire run. There are shops where you can go in and spend money to fully cure yourself. But the way I've got this planned out, I don't need to at any point. So that's probably why you won't be seeing them on this run. Right, and then I think I'll go down again here. Yes. Ah. Yeah, now this bit's a bit of a pain in the ass. Don't want to fall in the lava. I do have the armor. Worst case scenario I can switch to if I drop in to save the damage, but hopefully that won't be necessary today. There are a few more dodgy jumps coming up with that, and enemies in the right place just to make it that bit more awkward. Right, now, do I stay down again on this one? No. So in there is one of those hidden heal shops. As a matter of fact, let's just look at it just for the sake of it. There you go. There it is. We don't need it, but there it is. Right. Yeah, this isn't the worst example of the enemy placement. This is. That. Now, if you get close enough to where those ghosts spawn before they get the chance to pop back up again, you can stop them from coming up. That's why I timed the jumps the way I did there. Right. Oh, yes. One advantage of Lion Man, if I get it right, is that because he swings in an arc, you can stab them clouds above you without having to use the arrows, which is nice and satisfying, considering up to this point they've been nothing but grief. So but yeah, look at that kind of damage right there, and that's with the good armor on, so you can imagine how much of a nightmare this can actually be. Now, there is a shop with the Tasmanian sword, if I remember correctly, hidden up on that top route. You go into the next screen and there's a hidden door at the top there. Given this route, I don't think I need it this time around. So, oh god, yeah. But yeah, the fireballs off them flowers are doing some serious damage. Right, now this we do need to do. Oh, for God's sake, there's a hidden door here, which leads to that section. And then there's a hidden door here. Is this another heart or something? No, it's just money. I knew there's a reason I do come here. Oh, and a revival potion. Again, if you're trying to do this the hard way, that will probably be invaluable right now. As for me, again, unnecessary because I haven't used a single potion yet. But I have a feeling that may change soon, depending on how the actual dungeon goes, which is some kind of like pagoda looking thing, which is really cool, like design wise. I will say that much. I love the look of it. I love the aesthetic. Right, now we want to go up. So you can go all the way along to the bottom and then realise that you can't actually get up to the dungeon. Bloody hell. Potions are plenty. Interesting how that's been going on in this run. Right. But yeah, you want to make the jump here, and there should be a blue guy here who takes a few hits. Cool. Right, this is where the nightmare begins. Ugh, bloody D-pad. Right, this is where the nightmare begins. And it's because of things like this. These aren't the worst ones. These are just a one-hit deal. You can block them quite easily. But there are different colour versions that are a pain in the ass. And there are also these samurai guys who are the absolute worst. If you know, you know. Also to bear in mind that if those stars do hit you, they also do a shitload of damage. Right, now because I have a decent sword, these guys would normally take like 2 hits minimum, but with the Muramasa blade, they're not such a problem. And with all these things littered about with them together with other enemies, it can be a fucker. But we're giving ourselves the best chance we can possibly have here with the equipment that I've got. But yeah, it can get a bit hectic. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Again, with the lesser armor, the damage would be even worse. here we go. So these ones are the best version of them, because when they jump back, they don't fire anything at you, but all the other colour ones do, and they progressively get worse. Like, I believe the green one throws 1 shot at you, whereas the blue ones throw 3 shots, and it is just infuriating when you get caught out of them. Right, in we go. Now we're working our way up the pagoda, I assume. You keep going from left to right, but it progressively gets thinner each area, so I'm assuming you're advancing your way up. But yeah, as you can see, them green ones are a bit of a pain in the ass. There is a pattern to getting them nailed down, but if they're jumping back and there's other enemies there that you've got to deal with, or a couple of them, it starts getting somewhat chaotic. So we get in here, then we go left. Ah, yes. And that, there's no way the shield will block because of him stood up there ajar. So, and then I think there's a couple of them up here now. Yep. And I knew inevitably I was going to get hit. Yeah. As you can see, the situations are getting a bit more treacherous. Oh, you... Ah, yeah. Here we are. Situations like this are the problem. Ah, you shit. Yeah, you can end up in a bad cycle of just getting battered around in there, and that could bring the end to it. Now, here's the worst version. There he is. I didn't get him the first time. That's annoying. But, yeah. Again, because I'm in here with decent equipment, this may not look as bad as what I said, but trust me, it can go south pretty quickly. Ah, shit. Ah. Ah. That's it. Screw you. Okay. I think we just got, like, 2 more rooms before the run to the boss door, I think. Right, yeah. We go left one more time, and then the next one we go right to the boss door. Ah, you fucker. Well, so far, I've been lucky to not get battered to the point where I need to use a potion. Yep. Oh, just about getting away with it here. Yep. Ah, fuck. Okay. That did not go too bad at all. That's also one of the better runs I've done. Oh yeah, there's a hidden door in here. I think there's a heart refill, a potion, some money. No, it's just a heart refill and a potion. Again, you come in with the lesser stuff, that's probably invaluable to you right now. Okay. Now this dragon is a pain in the ass. If you come in here with a lesser weapon, you're doing like 2 points of damage to him every time. And this goes on for a long time, and he does a lot of damage with those blue balls and stuff. But because I have the Muramasa blade, this makes this a lot more trivial. Because arguably I'd say he could be one of the worst, if not the worst boss in the game if you're not prepared. I don't know if I really need all this money at this point. I've only got one more thing left to buy. The insurance policy I spoke of quite a while back. Ah, fuck. Well, sod it. It'll be fine. Now, the insurance policy I'm talking of is the Hades armor. Again, if you know, you know. Basically, the way this armor is supposed to function is that if you die whilst wearing it, it will refill your hearts and then disappear. But there is a bug in this game where as long as you don't go back into the armor equipment screen after you've equipped it, it still assumes that you still got it equipped. So in other words, you have infinite potions and you will never die. There it is. But of course, the moment you go back in that screen, it registers that you don't have it equipped anymore, and it goes back to the last piece of armor you had equipped. And therefore you lose it, and your invincibility essentially along with it. Now, as a kid, I didn't think it was a bug. Normally when I saw bugs in games, it was, you know, a massive disadvantage to you. It would be something detriment to your situation. But this one worked in your favour, so I figured, you know, it's armour from hell. As long as you don't look at it, it won't go away, or some kind of headcanon like that. I can't remember exactly why I thought that way, or why I justified it like that, but yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about the heart in that chest up here earlier. Another thing to note is Hawkman is weak to water. It will damage him, so you don't want to fall in the water. Now, before we go to the final area, we want to return to the very first castle, because we can fly there now, and this is where we get the legendary gear. We can get legendary sword and armour out of this. And there is a shop up here again that sells the shield for an extortionate price, as I explained earlier. Now also, if we look here, that key that I got out of the chest by the, was it the beach on the way back? There's a reason I want that now, is because you need a key to get back into this dungeon. Now there is a shop that I flew over just to the right of the main part of the village earlier that sells the keys, but hey, we save the money by picking up one for free. So we can go straight in here and crack on. Now it's slightly rearranged enemy wise, they're tougher now. There is no boss in here. The dragon room will contain the sword that we're after, and then one of the enemies, there's a, I think it's a blue cyclops, will drop the armour, and guaranteed he'll do it every time. It's not a random drop, he is rigged to do it. And that gets us those two legendary bits. So we're just taking the same route as we did right at the start. Yeah, it's not this guy, it's one further down. As you can see, I take a fair few hits. But if I run all the way up to here now, instead of being greeted by the Mega Dragon, we will be greeted by a chest with the legendary sword in it, which is nice. And there it is. And you know, it goes without saying, best sword in the game. It may not look it on Hawkman because he's not the strongest thing. I'm pretty sure if you equipped it while you're Lion Man, it does like 255 the attack points, which is the max you can get. Yeah. So now we just follow the route out like we did before. On the plus side, when we get to the section where the blocks were dropping down before, they're not dropping this time. And it's in there, we'll find a blue Cyclops who has the armour for us. Notice how much easier he was to deal with. And this one has the key for that door. Yep. So yeah, it's through this section. Ah, you little shit. Oh, come on. Face the right way. Jesus Christ, the amount of damage they do. Yeah. That's the other thing. See how quickly you can easily get fucked over on here if you're not careful. I mean, I wasn't really careful there. I was just kind of lucky. But, right, it's you, I think. You're the one, aren't you? There it is. That's our legendary armour. Yeah, it's in that slot. Again, best one at this point. Not so much of Hawkman. Again, Lion Man's tougher. You'd see the most of the stats there. Now, I plan to use the legendary armour for as long as I can. But I think I'm going to go the cheap out Hades armour insurance policy route when I get to the final boss, just to ensure that this hasn't been a complete waste of time. Because that final boss is a bit of a bastard. And even though I have been able to do him legitimately, I don't guarantee that's going to happen. Yeah, it's in here. There is a hidden door. There's your legendary shield. We are not grinding for that. I don't give a fuck. The Master Shield will do. And like I said, with the Hades armor in tow, it ain't going to matter. But yeah, if you ever want to get it yourself, there it is. You know where it is. Now, we need one last key to get into the final area. And we're going to buy that from the shop I mentioned earlier, which is over here. It is right here. I can't remember if there's anything else in this shop. I think there might be. And there probably are another couple of shops. Oh yeah, the Heavenly Shield. Again, who cares? So that's the one time in the game we actually need to buy a key. And now we're off to the final area. Now you might think, right now using a heal shop would be good. And to be fair, I've got nothing else to buy. I could, but there is a load of breakable blocks around the door that leads to our final area. And usually one of them will drop a big heart. So let's just do that. There it is. Convenient. Right, and obviously this is why we need the key. And now let's get the one final use out of the magical saber. I can't remember if there's anything else hidden in any of the other potential blocks you can make on here. I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure I've done it all fast, but this is the one we want. And then we go back to legendary sword. Break that. Question mark. And door to the final castle. Here we are. Final stretch of the game. Nice dramatic music and everything. Looks so cool. Right, now this dungeon is definitely the longest one. But, yeah, I don't think it's anywhere near as annoying as the last one as far as potential damage goes. I think at this point, you're kind of prepped and ready. Can't remember what's in there. I think that's a healing room in there. Another... Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, now the flying's about as awkward as the swimming. You have to hammer the button, and sometimes, again, the D-pad don't play ball, blah, blah, blah. Whether or not it actually makes a difference holding up, I don't know, but I do it anyway. Yeah. Fuck's sake. We gotta wait for you to come down here already. Yeah. Pointless grabbing all this money at this point. Again, not so much if you want to go for a full completion on the game and you want to get all the stuff. You can probably come through here, and I don't think there is a door to the way back, but I guess you could just die and go back. I can't remember if it keeps your money. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is all pointless. Maybe I'm just talking bollocks. I'm not going to try and find out at this point. Now it's mission, just finish the job. And as you can see, mouse blocks are here, so what could be in this room, do you reckon? Oh yeah. And this is further proof that Lizard Man's pointless, because this will make you utilise all the forms, this last dungeon. Apart from Lizard Man, because he doesn't really have anything of use. There's no specific mechanic that you'll need him for. Right. Jump over there, come through here. Right. Onwards we go. Yeah, why am I even... I'm not even going to bother with the money. I don't even really care about the magic. Speaking of which, I just say that. Guess who's turned up? Right. Come on then. We got some arrows. Screw you. I'm going to take the money just out of principle. Yep. Right. And then we can walk through here. Go down. And walk through here. What's in here? I think this is the last heart. I think this is heart number 8. Yep. Right, so now we've got all our hearts. We are maxed out as much as I'm prepared to be for the ending run of this game. Right, get you. Fuck the money, who cares? At this point, just who cares? Shit. Is that the first time I've missed? Huh. Yeah, my cloud attacking's been pretty spot on this run, to be fair. I think that was the first time I actually missed one. Right. Now again, we can just run through here. And again, no prizes for guessing what's going to be in this door. We got like 3 of these rooms we got to swim up to, I think. They all look pretty much the same with just more fish in each one. Maybe it's just 2 then, because there's like 3 fish in this one already. Yeah. I think it is. Right. Yep. Yes. And look who's back. The only sections of the levels that contain these fuckers is where you're going to have trouble. Because again, look at the amount of damage that's doing. I'm pretty sure if I had the Heavenly Shield or the Legendary Shield, it wouldn't be quite as bad at this point. But this is good enough to get me through with my skill level. And that's why I approach the run the way I do. I don't know how that star went through me, but I will take it. Right. And oh yes, everyone's favourite, these pricks. I hate them so much. Yep. Did he despawn? No. Nah. Ah. That was my own fault there. Oh, you little... Ah. Well, there goes a potion. Yeah, see that only filled up like 2 hearts. Now sometimes it can fill up a lot. It's random what it will do. I think it's like a minimum of 2 it will bring up. But yeah, that is really annoying with the potions in this game. I don't know if it's to do with the specific potions they are. Like the ones that they maybe it's stacked. Like the ones that are randomly dropped do less, and the ones that you buy don't. I'm not sure if there is a pattern or logic behind that. Yeah. Who knows? Can I get away with that? No. Right. Carry on down, and then we get into the dark area with him, I think. I will do in a minute. Oh yeah, those blue ball things, by the way. I'm pretty sure you can kill those, but like the blue wisps from Wonder Boy 2, they just take fucking forever, and they don't drop anything, so it's not worth it. Well, I do remember testing that years ago to see if I could actually get rid of one, and it did. It did die, so... Ah, you little pricks. Ah! Ah! I don't even know why I'm bothering to hang around and kill him. I should have just legged it, but... Ah! Yeah. See, here lies our problem. And now I'm down to like one last potion. This is why the Hades Armor insurance policy... Oh, for fuck's sake, why aren't you on the door? Ugh. But yeah, that's why the Hades Armor is invaluable at this point. And if it did function the way it was intended, this would be more of a nightmare. I'm pretty sure they did fix it in the remake, the Lizard Cube one, but I find that generally that game's a bit more forgiving overall. Like, for example, you don't have the charm point crap to deal with, so you can just buy whatever whenever, and you'll have an easier time of getting the gear you need by the time you get to the end. So right, and of course, final form time now. Do the potions... Yeah, it does go down to 0. I have 1 left. Do I risk leaving the legendary armor on now? No. You know what? I think it's time to just accept the fact that it's Hades armor time. Right, no coming back to this screen ever again. Yeah, the defense isn't quite as good, but when you've got infinite heart refills, who fucking cares? I'm pretty sure it will use the potion first before it starts going on to the armor, which is good. Ah, yep. And it's a good thing I did, because look at that, 1 heart. Wow, the potions absolutely screwed me this time through. You really don't need that on this run. Oh, damn it. Same problem with that. Oh, come on, get up there. Ugh. That's almost as infuriating as the mouse blocks. Well, it's probably about the same, depending how. But here we go. Good thing I put the Hades armor on, because there we are. Nice, full refills every time. Don't really have to worry about dying. Is it cheating? Probably. But the way I see it, it's a feature of the game, intentional or not. I've got it equipped, it functions the way it does, so there we are. And here it is, final boss time. Vampire Dragon. He's got 2 faces, there's the one on the stomach you want to stab. And yeah, as you can see, doing a fair bit of damage, so the Hades armor is definitely necessary. And even with the legendary sword, he's still going to take quite a lot of hits. Yeah. And it's random sometimes, the pattern of fireballs he throws out, so you can't always time it perfectly. Like, you can go in to attack him and suddenly he'll just shoot a load of them at you, and it's like, oh, cheers. He's not acting too bad at the moment. I'm getting kind of lucky here. Yeah, it seems to be going to plan. Really is. He can be a lot more troublesome than this sometimes. Yeah, there you go. Things like that catch you out. And then when he traps you, there you go, and he bounces you around like this, that gets bloody annoying and just drags the fight out. But we are on the verge. Ah, shit. Yeah, see, moments like that. That's why it was safer to bring out the Hades armor. Yeah, it's also annoying when he doesn't come down. And I guarantee you, if I was to fly up there and try and attack him, he'll just shoot me out of the sky with fireballs, because he always does. That's why I hang around down the bottom. Okay, we're close. Ah! With any luck, one more hit? What do you reckon? We got it? Yes! And there it is. That's how you do Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap on the Master System. Or at least that is a reasonably okay way to do it. No real speed run or anything. Just one that's going to give you probably the least amount of grief. Right, well, thanks for watching and joining me along this adventure. It's been a bit of a long one, but it has been fun. I really do love this game. And so I'm just going to say, I'll see you later. Have a good one. And I'm going to shut up and just let you enjoy the ending sequence.